Fox News alert moments ago, the Associated Press reporting that the defense has rested in the capital murder trial of Philadelphia abortion doctor Kermit Gosnell. He will not testify. He will not call any witnesses. This is a surprise to those who have been closely following this trial. And it comes just as the White House announces President Obama will, in fact, speak as planned at a Planned Parenthood event this Friday. He will be their keynote speaker, just as the group comes under fire for reportedly knowing about some of the horror stories from the Gosnell clinic, but not doing more with that information.
They would then take scissors and place them at the base of the skull and snip or sever the spinal cord of those children that were born alive.
Cecile, thank you for the warm introduction, and thank you for the outstanding leadership that you've shown over the years. You just do a great, great job.
70% of all abortion facilities are located in the black and minority communities around this country.
Abortion is the #1 killer of African Americans, killing more black people than all other deaths combined.
Dr. Gosnell even had a separate room in his clinic for the young white women that would come that was slightly less squalid than the rest of the clinic. When asked by his staff why this was, he said, well, that's the way of the world. It would be more likely for those women to report what had happened and what they saw at the clinic.
Everything that was ever gained during the civil rights movement means nothing to a dead black child.
We are here in defense of the defenseless, of those who cannot speak out for themselves.
There is an effect of abortion on our community. That effect has an impact on our demography. It has an impact on our survival. It has an impact on the health of our community and certainly on the health of our families.
I think there are many of us who have forgotten what the dream was all about.
Yeah.
Civil rights are still being violated.
Yes.
Even today, how many black people continue to look the other way while black babies are being slaughtered by abortionists? How can we continue to smile, slapping each other on the back, proud of our accomplishments, when abortion facilities are purposefully placed in inner cities and minority neighborhoods to crush the bodies of innocent black children? Make no mistake, abortion is a civil rights issue.
One core principle has guided everything all of you do: that women should be allowed to make their own decisions about their own health. It's a simple principle.
There was one baby that when it was born, one of the workers was playing with it for several minutes before the worker did exactly what Dr. Gosnell did, snipped the back of the neck. And when we use the word snip, it is a scissors taking a bony part of a vertebrae and cutting it. This is a very, very painful thing. And some of these babies did not die immediately. And they described their bodies twitching and lifeless.
So when I see in this audience extraordinary doctors and nurses and advocates and staff who work tirelessly to keep the doors at health centers all across the country going, then I'm reminded of those very early efforts and all the strides that we've made in subsequent decades.
The Department of Health, who regulates the facilities, had the authority to revoke the facility approval for this clinic. Quite simply, they had the authority to shut it down.
The grand jury found and reported that the last time representatives of the State Department of Health had actually gone on site to view physically the Women's Medical Society was in 1993. how is it that we have more oversight in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania of women's hair salons and nail salons than we do over abortion clinics?
We've got to spread the word, particularly among women, particularly among young women, who are the ones who are most likely to benefit from these laws.
I remember it like it was yesterday. It was a fish tank in the waiting area. And then you had a receptionist that just like, all she wanted was your money immediately.
I've seen people walking in and out all the time. I mean, and walking out and, you know, and half the girls falling on the ground, you know, way, you know, all drugged up, you know, and after getting procedures done. And it's just, you see some weird stuff going on in there, but I didn't know he was what he was doing, you know, with the killings and all.
I came in and they finally called my name. And I went upstairs. And I remember just walking through and looking, and I seen some women that looked half dead in these bloody recliner chairs. There was blood all over the floor. And I just kept going. I didn't see him until I was hooked up with IVs, and when they put the heart monitor around me, that's when I decided I can't do this. I can't do it. And he's like, oh, stop being a little baby. And he's pounding on my legs. Stop being a little baby, stop being a little baby. And now I'm outnumbered because all these women come in and I'm like tied to the bed. And next thing I knew, I was out of it.
That's why no matter how great the challenge, no matter how fierce the opposition, there's one thing the past few years have shown. It's that Planned Parenthood is not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere today. It's not going anywhere tomorrow.
I woke up and I was sitting next to another girl. And at first when I woke up, I thought I was like, I didn't know where I was. I just knew I was really groggy, and I knew I wasn't pregnant anymore. And I was crying, and I kept saying, I want my baby, I want my baby. And they just were ignoring me.
But they made it seem like it was so okay. It was just so okay to just go in there and get it done, as long as you had the money.
I don't know specifically how much he was charging. That goes into some detail in the grand jury report. But certainly the prosecution in Philadelphia, the prosecutors contend that it made him a millionaire.
You stated that that a baby born on a table as a result of a botched abortion, that decision should be left to the doctor and the family. Is that what you're saying?
That decision should be between the patient and the healthcare provider.
I think that at that point, the patient would be the child struggling on a table. Wouldn't you agree?
That's a very good question. I really don't know how to answer that.
As long as we've got to fight to make sure women have access to quality, affordable health care, and as long as we've got to fight to protect a woman's right to make her own choices about her own health, I want you to know that you've also got a president who's going to be right there with you, fighting every step of the way. Thank you, Planned Parenthood. God bless you. God bless America. Thank you.